and then I'll go on to the music thing, and then I'll just keep in. That's all it is.
You want me to do like a little dance or something for you for your intro?
If you want, it's a podcast, but if you want. You know what? Screw the intro. That is the intro. I'm straight into it. So I'm joined here by my good friend Elaine Skelly, and housemate over a couple of years. And the reason I have Elaine on the podcast is because Elaine went off to Australia last year, and during it she decided to go to Thailand and do a boot camp for 3 weeks, which sounds completely insane to me. But I actually don't know many people. I don't know anyone actually who's done a 3-week Thailand boot camp. They sound insane. Every day getting up different, like multiple sessions throughout the day and keeping that going for 3 weeks sounds mad. Doesn't sound sustainable to me, but maybe it is, and that's why I have Elaine on the podcast to find out. So Elaine, say hello to all 6 listeners of the Coach on Fitness podcast. How we've got a little.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
They can't say hi back. It's still a podcast. It's not a video. So why did you sign up to do the boot camp, first of all? What appealed to you to do something like that?
Yeah, it was one of the first questions they asked when you get there. They ask you, what are your goals? And I suppose it's the same, like, why are you signing up? What are you doing it? What are your goals? And even when I was standing in Thailand, having decided to go, flown from Australia, I was standing in their office and couldn't really answer that question. I suppose I would have seen online, social media and that, people doing it, and I always wanted to do it. I don't know why. It wasn't necessarily something I wanted to do on my own. I went on my own and it's fine. But I don't know where the idea came from, but it's kind of the way I do a lot of fitness related things anyway. I just sign up for the fun of it. And when they were asking you what your aim was or what your goal was, obviously they were looking for something a bit more specific, like weight loss or muscle gain, or some people were there training for specific events or whatever it was. And I felt like I couldn't really write down, because it's something I thought it'd be enjoyable, but genuinely that is the reason. I just thought it would be something fun to do. Like, people go and lie on a beach for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or go on a big party holiday or an adventure holiday. And for me, it was just an adventure holiday, really. It was, I saw it as a holiday. It's something I always knew I'd like to do for fun. And the opportunity just came when I was in Australia. If I could go back and write down on that form my aim, my reason for being there, it was really for fun.
Fun, just a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
I suppose for a bit of a background, you like, for those that don't know you, you'd be very active. Like, you're up, you have to do something. But at the same time, like, you're not necessarily a gym bunny either. Like, you do different things. You did hell and backs. You've done run amok. You signed up to do a marathon, that ill-fated first marathon I did. As bad as I found it, Elaine found it twice as bad as well. But you just sign up and you go, I'm doing it. So to me, it wasn't a surprise. But just in case someone's listening going, she's probably like, is mad into her fitness and everything. I'm not saying you're not, but you try and do different things.
Yeah, and that's exactly the thing. It's a lifestyle. Like, I grew up on a farm. I live an outdoor lifestyle. So it's not, I didn't go with figures that I wanted to reach. Like, I didn't have quantifiable goals as such, but it's more just the lifestyle that I like, and I knew that I'd enjoy. And obviously I wanted to push myself, and I was at a point where I wanted to get fitter and start doing things like, I sign up for triathlons and kind of just rock up on the day, sign up for hell and back and rock up on the day, sign up for a marathon and just show up. And it's not a good way of keeping fit. Like, it was more of a lifestyle that I wanted to build, I suppose. And it was something I knew I'd enjoy, but also get a bit of structure, because I do enjoy those events. I do enjoy training. I enjoy being outside regardless of the weather. And it was something I wanted to get a bit more of habit and routine and structure into, rather than just going, I'll do a triathlon, I'll do hell and back because I enjoy it. I wanted to make it more of a lifestyle and have more of a routine, because I had no routine around it. I just knew I loved being outside, working out, that feeling after you kill yourself. But it's a feeling I can never push myself to that limit when I'm on my own. And when I do classes, any group events, even the races, the likes of that, it's the atmosphere, the group that I love. And I just can't replicate it when I'm on my own, when I'm working regular jobs, doing, you know, normal day to day. And yeah, I struggle to replicate that when I'm on my own. So more just to build a habit for a lifestyle.
Gotcha. Speaking of lifestyle, what was the day-to-day lifestyle like at the boot camp? Was it a 3-week boot camp, was it?
Yeah, yeah.
And
It
every
ended
day
up,
was
it
the
was
same,
18
or
days. 18 days,
18
so
days?
just short of the 3 weeks. It was brilliant. I've been on loads of different holidays and different types of traveling and that, and I was always more moving around every day or two, kind of the backpacking holiday, the adventure holiday, moving on every 2 or 3 days. And that was the one bit that made me nervous. I was like thinking that I might get bored, I suppose, over the 3 weeks being on an island, say Koh Samui, and thinking being on the island I might get restless or that. But up every morning, so the gym had accommodation there and a kitchen. So actually for the 3 weeks that I was there, I barely left the tiny little site that it was on. So you got up in the morning. I had a PT as well. That was, you could so there was you could choose whatever way you wanted yourself. So yeah. I had a PT there as well, and got all my meals there. That was optional. You could tailor it to whatever suited you. So I got all my meals on site, and I had a PT as well. Otherwise, you could just do the classes, the group classes. So I usually started off with something in the morning. They had different things, maybe a jungle hike or a beach workout, kettlebell workout or something like that, sprints on the beach. So usually that was how you started in the morning. Yeah. And then I'd generally, and it changed throughout the course of the 3 weeks, but then generally I'd do a session with the PT. So maybe about 9 o'clock have a PT session, and it could be completely tailored. So one day might be lower body, upper body, cardio, whatever, changed all the time. But 9 o'clock was usually the PT. And then I'd have a break for an hour or so, and then there was always a yoga or some kind of strength training, that either on alternate days at 11 o'clock. That was always the 11 o'clock session. That never changed. So that was just yoga or something, stretching, something like that, which was really nice. I actually never knew I liked yoga. Found it very, very difficult to get into the yoga at the start. That for me was the hardest part, was to be able to switch off during the yoga and just forget about everything else. But I loved it by the end of the 3 weeks. And then the afternoon, again, you'd be doing HIIT or kettlebells, TRX, Metcon. There was a whole range of classes. So by 11 o'clock, I had 3 hours done. Now that's included, by 12, that's including an hour yoga. And then I do another 2 classes, maybe in the evening, 2 or 3 classes. And also included in the package I went for, I had massages. So every second evening then I could go and get a massage as well, which was amazing. And it was right on the beach.
You needed that though. I mean, you're after 5 sessions in a day, like, and probably every 10 sessions you're getting a massage. Like, your body must have been in bits, was it?
Yeah. It's a hard sell. It's a very hard sell to tell people that it was probably the most enjoyable 3-week holiday I've ever had, and that's having been all over the world. And it's a very hard sell as a holiday, but for me it was an unbelievable holiday. In the evenings then there was the beach, 3-minute walk down the road, so you'd shower up, go down to the beach with your book and read on the beach, or throw a frisbee with someone else who was in the camp with you, because we were all there. Nobody was going out drinking. There were no nights out or anything like that, but you'd sit around or go to the local markets at night, or there was a great little community there as well. Everybody else training really hard during the day, eating really well, and then doing something together in the evening, whether it was just throwing a frisbee on the beach or going to the markets or going for a cycle or whatever. But yeah, it was a great little community, and genuinely probably one of the best holidays I've ever been on. And Yeah, it's
knowing
it's
that
a
you've
very
done.
hard sell. It's I find it very difficult to explain. So everyone just heard you did 5 hours of workouts a day and then
Yeah.
switched off. And I'd be I'd be talking about walking around the markets, barely able to walk because my legs were in bits, but still absolutely loving it. And no, it was hard to get people to listen past the I did 5 hours of workouts. Everyone just switched off and went, that would not be for me. I would not enjoy that. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. thoroughly
Also,
enjoyed it. A lot of people there
mind,
were there on their own.
mindset in between each hour and each like you went from 7 to 8 and then break from 8 to 9. Was it like, oh god, I've only got an hour to rest for something else? It was like, oh, this is great, have some food, chat, and all of a sudden it's almost like, did you get used to it throughout the 18 days as if like, you know, it's just like
Yeah,
a meeting next, you know?
yeah. Like it's funny because when I'm thinking of it now, I'm thinking of the final week, the kind of the routine I had built. But first couple of days, I wasn't really sure what to be doing, and you know, you had just done 2 hours, and I'd be sitting there sweating, and I'd say, well, I'll go for and change into fresh clothes, or I was just trying to find my way for the first little while. But then by the third week, you'd do your 2 hours in the morning, you'd sit around chatting or drinking water for the hour, and then you'd all get up and do the yoga together. So it definitely changed from the first week to the third week. But by the third week, you were just sitting around for the hour, doing a few stretches, but not. At no point was I dying that I remember. Maybe
Right.
looking back with rose tinted glasses, I don't know, but I don't ever remember. And I know for a fact there was never a point where I went, why did I sign up for this? In fact, I was nearly crying leaving. I didn't want to leave. I would have stayed longer if I could. It was actually the opposite. It was, I wish I didn't have to go.
How different was your fitness levels over the 3 weeks, and how much of that routine? Obviously, you can't keep a routine of 5 sessions a day is not sustainable. But like some of the good things that came from doing those 3 weeks, how much of that kind of stuck with you afterwards, or is it something where you're like, oh, I need to go back to another boot camp like that to get that again?
Yeah, so I suppose that's the thing about not having a specific goal as such at the start. It's kind of hard to quantify and build from that. But obviously, like if you want numbers over it, I lost 4 kilos over the 18 days, and that was never my goal. It was more like a byproduct of it, which obviously was, I suppose, a good thing, but never, it wasn't what I went for. But I mean, I was happy, I was feeling better and looking better and whatever. But I was lifting heavier weights. I was going on longer runs. I mean, obviously it goes without saying, my fitness increased drastically over the 18 days. And I suppose if I was going again, I would have more set goals that you could quantify and look at the end of it. But at the end of it, I was running further, faster, lost 4 kilos, was lifting heavier weights and that. But I wasn't so focused on them. It was, I was going, because I was going back to Australia after that. So I was set up in a really good place, loving that kind of a lifestyle. And that's what it was about. I was excited to get back and just have that foundation for, this is the kind of life I want to be living day to day. And it didn't mean I was going to get up and do a 2-hour workout in the morning and then an hour of yoga and then 2 more hours in the evening and a massage. That obviously wasn't going to follow me, but just, I can get up and go for a run in the morning before work, or come home in the evening and do a bit of yoga. It was just more to build a foundation, which I definitely did. Now, when I went back to Australia, I went straight to a farm and was working physical work. So I suppose I kind of, rightly or wrongly, I don't know, and maybe it's an excuse and I'm just trying to justify it to myself, but I am an outdoorsy person and I am outdoors most of the day. I mean, I go mad when I'm inside, but maybe I just try and justify it by saying I live an outdoors lifestyle, so I don't need to put in, I don't feel like I have to put in the work as much. But yeah, no, I definitely miss the structure, because like I said, when I'm on my own, I just have absolutely no motivation. I love group classes, I love events with other people. That keeps me going, and that's definitely missing now at the moment. I need to get that back.
Gotcha. Well, not right now during this whole quarantine,
no,
but group sessions.
It's a funny time, all right. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange time, but when this is all over, it'll definitely be something that will be top priority, is find something. I've already been in touch with the local triathlon club, so
Oh no.
yeah, and have a goal. I was saying obviously at the start I didn't have a specific goal, like put a time on things, put a weight on things, put a deadline. That's the next thing. But I mean, I've built a good foundation. I love the lifestyle. I don't mind going out, hail, rain or shine, anytime, morning, noon or night. It's just the discipline side of it that I need to work on. But everything else about being out, being active, taking part, pushing myself, I absolutely love it. I've never done a workout that I haven't come out the other end going, oh my God, I feel great. I always feel absolutely fantastic every time. And I go into it knowing that no matter what kind of a day it is, I'm like, I know when I have this done, I'm going to feel unbelievable. So yeah, the lifestyle, the desire for the lifestyle, I suppose, rather than the lifestyle itself, the desire for that kind of a lifestyle is there. And yeah, it's a good foundation, but it's
okay. Yeah, on that note, I will say, Scal, if you ever want to go to Thailand again, I need somebody to go with. Do not pick me, and not cut the classes. I just won't be able to hack the fly heading over there. That's why I've never been that part of the world. I'm not doing 20 hours and no plane. I don't care about if you do 10 hours break, 10 hours break. Not doing it. No, not for me.
I really need to work on how I'm going to sell this to people as an amazing holiday.
If that was something in like Spain or Portugal or something like that, and I somehow had 2-3 weeks for break, I genuinely would be interested. But that far across the world for that. What's that?
Coach Sean does Spain.
Coach Sean can't handle the heat either, so I've come up with all these different excuses now. I just settle up down the country. As a farmer in cabin, let me know.
Maybe I need to work on my sales techniques, because yeah, if you told me for the rest of your life you can only ever go on one more holiday, thinking back on all the places I've been, I genuinely think that, I mean, I spent 6 weeks traveling the East Coast after that, diving for 3 days on the Great Barrier Reef, skydiving over beaches, and I still think I would go back there before anything else that I've ever done.
That is unbelievable to hear. On that note, I think there's a better way to sum up the podcast than someone who had one more holiday. They'd pick a boot camp in Thailand to finish their last holiday, their last 18 days on Earth. They'd go do a Thailand boot camp, get in the best shape of their life, and then boom, the end. Thanks. Elaine, I want to say thank you very much for being on today's Coach Sean Fitness podcast. Any parting words before I say bye to the people?
No, that's it. Surround yourself by people you want to be like. That's it. Go find people in a boot camp.
Fair enough. And that's all from this week's today's episode anyway of the Coach Sean Fitness podcast. From myself and from Elaine. Take care. Now that wasn't a hard video to get through now, was it? I hope you guys got some value out of the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Coach Sean channel, which is somewhere here. And hit that button, subscribe to the Coach Sean channel, leave a thumbs up. There should be a couple of other videos around here for you guys to check out. And that's all from me, from Coach Sean. Take care.